And, well, what is happening in Britain, we get more and more clues from watching what ACPO, a private company, of course, is advising. And the police are now saying that their own police officers should be entering gun owners' homes and securing weapons using anti-terror laws. So again, if we have a look at this really as to what's going on here, the police have been arming themselves with thousands of automatic weapons, batons, CS gas, pepper spray, tasers, of course, I haven't got listed there, and water cannon. Meanwhile, the public is to be inspected and disarmed wherever possible. And who's setting this policy? Well, a private company with some very questionable senior police officers. So why is this happening? It's our opinion that what you're seeing here is the state becoming ever more fearful that the ordinary man and woman will get to the stage where they think it's necessary to act in order to correct the criminal activity in Westminster. And of course, guns, as far as the establishment concerned, remarkably dangerous. Which leads us on very nicely to the police, who clearly think in this case, in this country, they can just break into people's homes. And Chris Spivey has been on the receiving end of that.
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
We should have Chris Spivey with us somewhere.
I am here.
Okay.
Hello, Chris. You're all right.
Hello, Lou. Yeah, I'm fine. Are you?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
So,
Brian?
Yes, and I can hear you okay now. Excellent.
Have we got visual on Chris today or not? Yeah, there he is. So,
Oh, I've got a face for radio, haven't I?
No, that's fine. Chris, you've had a lot of things happening around you with the police over the last few months. Your home literally raided at 2 o'clock in the morning. Your door and other fixtures and fittings broken. You've been threatened. Your family's been intimidated. Social services have been brought in. Just for viewers and listeners, give us a recap of from that first encounter with the police. Take us through to what's recently happened, and just explain what has been going on around you.
Was the 30th of July, and it was about 1:30 in the morning. Big knock on the door. Now I live in a flat, or a block of 6 flats, and there's a security door to come from which you need a key fob to enter by, and then you have my front door on the ground floor. So a big knock on the door, but obviously the security door didn't ring the bell. So at first I thought, oh, it's my neighbours or whatever. I looked through the spy hole, and I could only see one policeman. And of course, as far as I was aware, I'd done nothing wrong. And so I just opened the door, and there was another 3 behind him. So they asked my name and whatnot, and if I was him, I said, yeah. I expected at this stage that they were going to tell me there'd be some sort of accident with a member of my family or something, and he said, can we come in? So I said, you got a warrant? He said, no. I said, well, you're coming in then. And at this point, my daughter, whose bedroom door is right by the front door, came out, quite obviously upset. And while I'm doing that, while I was turning around to tell her to go back in the bedroom, they wandered in and arrested me and said, we're going to search your property. So I said, no, you're not. You ain't got a warrant. He said, we don't need a warrant. So I said, well, where does it say you don't need a warrant? He said, under section 32 of the PACE. He said, and by this time I'd been arrested for suspicion of harassment. Now, I don't know how you can be arrested for suspicion of harassment. You either harass someone or you haven't. Simple as that. But anyway, they was very aggressive. There was 3 fellas and a woman, and they was very, very aggressive. So I didn't want to see a copy of section 32, and they wouldn't show me it. It's all like, oh, you can see it down the station when you get down the station. Now, if you either behave yourself, or we take you down the station now and we're going to search anyway. Of course, my daughter was very frightened, never had this sort of thing before. So I didn't have a lot of choice, but I kept in wanting to see this copy of section 32 of PACE. Eventually, one of them, he sort of moved the sheet over to me, but he wouldn't let me hold it. I don't know if it was hot or what. But straight away, I saw the word indictable offence. Now, Section 32 says you can only search a property if the person has been arrested on that property or very close to that property, and the offence he's charged with is an indictable offence, which I say harassment isn't. So straight away I said, you're not on. It's not an indictable offence. And at this point, they became, I wouldn't say nervous, Brian, but they became a lot less cocky, a lot less sure of themselves. And one of them walked out, obviously went to make a phone call. He came back, he said, yes, we can search your property and take what we want. Once again, either you behave yourself or we'll take you down the station now. Now, at this point, a policewoman had already started searching my daughter's bedroom, where my 16-month-old grandson was asleep. And when I say search, I mean search. They had all her clothes out, all her purses open, under her bed, all the drawers out, everything, the whole lot. When they'd finished there, they went into the living room, and there was an hour and a half in the living room. Now, I wasn't allowed out of my daughter Stacey, I wasn't allowed out of the bedroom. But at first, Stacey was. Every time she said, can I go to the toilet, they said, you're not under arrest, like, you can go where you want, And then Stacey heard them say they were going to take the router for the internet. Of course, like, my daughter can't live without the internet. So she said, well, what are you taking that for? There's no need to take that like that. And that's got nothing to do with it. So they said, oh no, but they unplugged it, So she said, can I go and plug the internet back in? And once again, yeah, sure, you're not under arrest, no problem. So they let me in here, and she plugged the router back in, came back out again, and about 10 minutes later, it stopped working again. I've got dodgy connection anyway, but you have to mess about with it. Anyway, she went to go in the living room again, and the cop said, whoa, no, you can't go in there, you can't go in there. So, very, very strange. He said, put his head around the door and said, can you make sure the internet's plugged in properly? Which they did. Now, it's strange that I wasn't allowed to come in here, or Stacey wasn't allowed to come in here, where 10 minutes earlier there was no problem. There was an hour and a half in here, and all they took was 2 computers, not in sealed bags, incidentally, a printer that didn't work, my mobile phone, which I never used. I don't use mobile phones. I only had it for when I went away to Blackpool to get a talk, so Stacey could keep in contact with me. And in the back of the room, to this side, there's a coffee table. Under that coffee table was a notepad computer, the little laptops. They never have got that. And over this side of the room, there's a cupboard behind there. And in that cupboard, there's a hard drive and various memory cards and whatnot. And they never got them. So obviously, they didn't look. So what was they doing in here for an hour and a half? Just unplugging 2 computers. It takes 5 minutes, Once they'd finished, they didn't search. They didn't search at all in the bathroom, at all in the kitchen, in the walk-in cupboard in the hallway. They never looked in there, and there's all manner of stuff in there. And they never searched my bedroom either. So, how was that like? There's no time limits on searches, as long as they take, And all through this, I say they've been very rude, and the copper who was making sure that I didn't walk out was, very aggressive to me. When Stacey's 2 friends turned up to keep her company, because obviously they wouldn't take me no matter what. They was very rude to them as well. They had to give the ins and outs of a duck's what's it to get through the door, and their names, addresses, and whatnot. And I'm saying incredibly rude. Got down the station. They kept me, all in all, start to finish. It was about 19 hours. I was down the station about 4:30, 5 o'clock. I think I got down there. And they told my daughter, one of them had told my daughter that I would be interviewed at 9 o'clock. Now, notwithstanding that the search was, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, when that is completely against the rules. especially with young children in the house, and on such a misdemeanour, you know, there was no need for it. Why didn't they get a warrant in the first place? You know, why was the sudden urgency to arrest me? I say, as far as I would have answered the door if I'd done something wrong, you know. So it was as if I was going to run away for this misdemeanour, this suspicion of harassment.
And was this all over Woolwich, Chris?
It was, yeah. Well, so I'm told. I never got to the bottom of who made the complaint. It was I was arrested on behalf of the Greater Manchester Police, and according to the Sun newspaper, it was because of a complaint made by Lynn Rigby. But the police never told me, you know, exactly who made the complaint. But I say, you know, 9 o'clock came and went, and then because I'm diabetic, I had to see the doctor, and it was it was 10 at that time because I looked at the clock on the wall. And she said, you know what the hold up is? And I said, no. And she said, because, well, they're not sure who's going to interview you, whether it be the Greater Manchester Police or the Southend Police or the Essex Police. And I thought, well, bloody hell, if it's the Manchester Police, they can't be down here. So either I'm going to have to wait, you know, 3 or 4 hours before they get here, or they're going to cart me off to Manchester. You know, I think, if I had no watch, but I would guess it was about 1 o'clock when they finally started interviewing me, two fellas from Southend CID. Now, once again, CID interviewing someone on a misdemeanour doesn't make sense, but it was obvious what they was trying to ascertain, you know, do I belong to any religious groups, you know, am I a Muslim sort of thing, you know. Obviously trying to link me with terror, you know, which I'm not. I have no religion. I respect people's religion. That's up to them. People can believe whatever they want to believe, you know. But personally, it's too much of a leap of faith for me, and I don't have any religion, you know. But I say, you know, they was asking me these questions. You know, they had a lot of photos and whatnot that was taken from my website, and they was asking me questions. I answered them, and because I've got nothing to hide. Then they asked me about Prince Charles. On my Facebook page, it's linked to my website, not my personal Facebook page, my Facebook page that links to the website. The head photo was a picture of a mock-up picture of me and Prince Charles, and Prince Charles going, "My God, you're lovely, Spider-Man," me saying, like, bugger off, but in stars, you know. Yeah. And it had been there 6 months, no problem. And I said, well, what are you showing me that for? Like, you know, it's been there 6 months. And then they started talking about my Facebook page. And, you know, obviously Facebook don't tolerate harassment. And I know for a fact that a charity, or supposedly a charity, over 300 people on there had reported me to Facebook, complaining about, you know, my Lee Rigby articles, and nothing had been removed. Well, the only thing that Facebook removed was a picture of William Hague with a penis on his head, and I didn't even put it on there, and I thought that was a bit rough anyway, because he's a big dickhead. But nothing was removed. And I say, Facebook don't tolerate your harassment, so I can't have been harassing them now.
And, well, what is happening in Britain, we get more and more clues from watching what ACPO, a private company, of course, is advising. And the police are now saying that their own police officers should be entering gun owners' homes. Is this happening? It's our opinion that what you're seeing here is the state becoming ever more fearful that the ordinary man and woman will get to the stage where they think it's necessary to act in order to correct the criminal activity in Westminster. Got listed there, and water cannon. Meanwhile, the public is to be inspected and disarmed wherever possible. And who's setting this policy? Well, a private company with some very questionable senior police officers. So why, and of course guns, as far as the establishment concerned, remarkably dangerous. Which leads us on very nicely to the police, who clearly think in this case, in this country, they can just break into people's homes. And Chris Spivey, and securing weapons using anti-terror laws. So again, if we have a look at this really as to what's going on here, the police have been arming themselves with thousands of automatic weapons, batons, CS gas, pepper spray, tasers, of course. I haven't got